Hey YouTube, I am Tiberius and you're about to watch an edited recording of a Twitch stream. You can check out my Twitch using the link in the video description. If you enjoy the content, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. Thank you and enjoy the video. Welcome to Attacktive directory. Okay. So it wants us to do an mmap scan. So we're not going to use auto recon for this. We're just going to use a regular nmap scan. I can probably make a directory. I'm being slow because I have to hold one of my hands behind my back. Okay, Attacktive directory. Let's do an nmap scan. We'll turn pinging off. We'll do SV for versions. We'll do SC for default scripts. We'll output it to just, I don't know, top. And then we'll grab the IP address. Oops, I can just copy it like that. Okay. So, oh, I should probably do VV. There we go. So if you accidentally start mmap without doing -V, you can just press V on your keyboard. I pressed it twice, so its verbosity is increased to 2. Okay, so it has found a bunch of ports, which is good. That means at least it has booted. Okay. What tool will allow us to enumerate port 139 and 445? svc-admin? What? Okay. So we have a bunch of ports. So yeah, if you are scanning a Windows network and you come across a box like this, which has port 53, and it has LDAP and possibly Kerberos, it's probably going to be a domain controller. So it's asking what tool will enumerate port 139 and 445. This is kind of a silly question because there's many, but I'm guessing enum for Linux. Cool. So why don't we do that? 53 on TCP. Yes. I mean, DNS usually runs on TCP. The days of it only running on UDP are just over. It's mostly runs on both these days. Okay. Enum for Linux. I think I have an enum for Linux NG somewhere, which is a much better program. So why don't we download that? I don't think it's in the repos yet, unfortunately. Although maybe it is. Does it? No. But this is okay. We're just going to copy this URL here. I'm going to open a new tab. Go into Tools. Go into, hopefully I've got an Active Directory. I do. Git clone. Paste that URL. Excellent. Okay, enum for Linux. We probably need to check out which Python version we're running. That's good. Yes, I did rebuild my VM. And there is a Centurion, isn't there? Oh no. Where'd he go? I need to fix that. Thank you for spotting it out. Spotting it. Okay, we can just do pip actually. Pip install requirements. Okay. That's what you pay me for. I don't even pay you. It's great. Okay. Enum for Linux. So we should just be able to do Python enum for Linux ng. We'll do -h. Okay. So we can just do -A, do all simple enumeration, including MB lookup. This option is enabled if you don't provide any other option. Even better, we don't have to provide a single option. So we'll just have to copy the IP address again. And we'll do this. That's not what happened there. Guessing it just didn't like, well, I haven't like full screen this. I should probably full screen this. Much better. Okay, I've copied it now, I think. Okay. Is that Monteverde? Well, we were doing Monteverde on Friday. I don't know why it's not copying. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, enum for Linux, maybe we should try and run enum for Linux regular version, because this version is so much better. Enum for Linux was originally written in Perl, which is just awful. It also just errors out all the time. Whereas this one is written in Python and just works very nicely. So it's saying that LDAP's accessible, LDAP Security is also accessible, SMB is accessible, and NetBIOS. Perl is not a great programming language. Okay, it appears to be a root/parent DC. The long domain name is spookysec.local. So actually what we're going to do, we're going to start in here. Attacktive directory. I really wish I could use both hands. Okay. So we have a domain. Okay, domain name is that, spookysec.local. Okay. We can probably copy this. So we have the NetBIOS computer name and the NetBIOS domain name. Fully qualifies Attacktive directory .spookysec.local. That makes sense. What else do we have here? We weren't able to get any users, and we couldn't enumerate any shares either. But what we will do is we'll copy this information as well. All right, let's go back here. What is the NetBIOS domain name of the machine? Okay, we got that. It's this. What invalid TLD do people commonly use for their Active Directory domain? Does anyone know what TLD means? They'll give me an example of one as well. Top level domain, exactly. Anyone know? Yes, exactly. .com, .local. .local is actually the answer here. So basically a top level domain is the last part of a domain name. I think, Ricard, I don't think .co.uk is a top level. I think .uk is, right? .co.uk is definitely a special level domain because most British websites use .co.uk rather than .uk. But I believe the top level domain is actually just .uk. I don't know why they decided on doing .co.uk instead of .uk. Like, in the US, it's just .us. But, yeah. I think the government uses .uk, right? US doesn't own .com. .com can be registered by anybody. Yeah, .com is not a US specific one. Same with .org. Although the Brits do have .org.uk. All right. Brits just want to be special, he says with an ironic accent. Okay, so Kerberos. Whole host of other services are running, including Kerberos. Kerberos is a key authentication service within Active Directory. With this port open, we can use a tool called kerbrute to brute force discovery of users' passwords and even password spray. Okay. Modified username and password list will be used to cut down on time. Okay. So let's download these then. Okay, looks like we can actually just copy this and do a wget. Al calls those special British people Britbonger. To be fair, he called Otis Redding a Britbonger. So that just goes to show you how uncultured Al is sometimes. Okay, kerbrute. Do we have kerbrute? We do not. Presumably, we have to apt install kerbrute. Or not. Okay, let me just try this then. We just have to download the damn thing. Why can't you install kerbrute? No, I don't want the 36-bit. I want this one. Copy link. Okay. So we'll just go here and wget this. So we'll make sure it's... Okay, good. It is an executable. I was worried that I downloaded an HTML page for a minute there. Okay, 13 seconds before I can actually use both hands again, which is good. Okay, so we're going to go Tools. And Active Directory. Kerbrute. -H. Okay, good. For some reason it stops at 0.1. Alright, we're fine. Permission denied. Alright, so I do need to chmod +x. Tools, Active Directory, kerbrute. And we'll do this. Okay. So brute force a username password combo, brute force a single user's password. So we have a list of passwords and a list of users. So we want to use the brute force command. Now if we do -h, oh, use a password file. Oh, I see. Okay. So we need to combine these. We need to combine these files, I guess. Why? Okay, well this is easy enough to do. We can basically just do this in bash, honestly. So we want to iterate over while read user do while enum users. I don't think you can enum users though. You can brute force a single user's password. Oh, user enum. Nope, you're right. Let's do that. Well done, chat. Okay, username word list. The flags. We want the DC, location of the domain controller. Okay, so DC We probably just want... Do we want to add this IP address to our... Because we know the domain, don't we? I guess we could just do this, though. The full domain to use. What are we doing here? So I think it's just spookysec.local then. I don't know if the local is required. Apparently sometimes you do need it and sometimes you don't. Will abort if any user comes back as locked out. I guess. Okay, what happened? Oh, I need the user list. Let's see if this works. Combining doesn't seem right unless you're putting every password against every... That's what I was going to do, yeah. Okay. So we have a few valid usernames here. Oh, okay. Guest is locked out and safe mode's on aborting. So let's just disable safe mode. So we have svc-admin, James, Robin. The James user with a capital J will be presumably the same user as the lowercase j. Those Kali configs are a little out of date, but generally they should be fine. Darkstar, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Mostly because he now works at Hack the Box. Administrator, well, we kind of guessed that account would be there. Okay, what was the question it was going to ask? What command within... So this is user enum then. What notable account is discovered? Well, I'm guessing it's not administrator. I'm guessing it's going to be this, svc-admin, which is usually a service admin account. What other notable account is discovered? Okay, I think it's just I think it's backup. So it literally just found it. Good. Okay. Were we supposed to... Yeah, just as enumerating users. I don't know why it gave us a password list. Okay, abusing Kerberos, or Kerberos, however you want to call it. After the enumeration of user accounts is finished, we can attempt to abuse a feature within Kerberos with an attack method called ASREPRoasting. ASREPRoasting occurs when a user account has the privilege does not require pre-authentication set. This means that the account does not need to provide valid identification before requesting a Kerberos ticket on the specified user account. We did this last week, so this is good. So we can use this GetNPUsers.py script. Alternatively, I'm just going to let this run, and we're going to switch to a new window. Actually, we can do Impacket dash and then this, I believe. Yeah. So this is the exact same thing. I think if you do which, and then if we look in here, yeah, it's basically just going to user shared doc Python 3 Impacket examples, and then Impacket get NP users is here. So for this, we can just use this here. Get NP users. Okay, so we have this script. All right. Let's see how we use this again. Okay, so we need to queries target domain users. So we don't necessarily need a request, I guess. We can do the users file though. Users file. All right, so has kerbrute finished? It has not. But what we can do is we can just write quickly. Users.txt. Use James, svc-admin, Robin, Darkstar. I guess we could try administrator, even though it's definitely not going to work. Backup, paradox. We already have James and Robin. Okay, we'll try those for now. Users.txt. Backup. I thought I did type it. Okay, what else do we need here? We presumably need no pass. And DCIP is going to be the IP address again. Hopefully it's going to copy. It did, yay. And then we need a target. And I forget how the target even works. Do we not need a domain? So the target is just the domain, I think, in this case. Which is spookysec.local. Domain should be specified. Okay, there we go. So if you don't have a / it doesn't work. All right, so user James doesn't have, and even though we didn't ask for one, default is false apparently. It requests a TGT. I think, right? This is a TGT, yeah? Maybe if we do request. Or maybe it saves it. Does it save it now? No. So it will request it even if you don't ask it. So we have a TGT here. Another AD box. Yes, the people wanted an AD box. So we get James TGT, I guess. And this is in John the Ripper, right? I think.
Incoming raid.
Default's hashcan. Okay, hashcan. Okay. Trish Puppy, thank you for the raid. Party of 21. How was your stream, my friend? What's a TGT? It is not James's TGT. Okay, what is it then? Hang on a minute. Did I just misspeak? Request TGT for output. It's svc-admin? Oh! So what it did, I read this. I should have read to the end. Because it didn't say anything about svc-admin, it just output the ticket. That's kind of annoying. I wish it would have just said, hey, svc-admin has a TG, lets you get a TGT, I guess. So yeah, sorry, I misspoke. This is svc-admin's TGT, and a TGT is a ticket granting ticket. So the way Kerberos works, let's maybe go to Wikipedia. So Kerberos is a very complicated protocol. But effectively you have two different servers. Okay, two different Kerberos servers. And the first one is the authentication server, which is basically you send your username and it gives you... What do you actually give? You have to give your password, I think, right, or something. Anyway, the authentication server grants a ticket granting ticket, which is a ticket that grants a ticket. Okay. It then, I believe, gives that ticket granting ticket to the ticket granting server, which then grants a ticket based on the ticket. And then you can use that ticket to authenticate to a service. Pretty sure that's how it works. Again, I don't really understand why you have to have this complicated process. It probably makes perfect sense, to be honest. But But yeah, the idea is you can. I believe the idea is that you can have sort of degrees of access based on your ticket, and so you can all authenticate to the same server and say where you want to authenticate to, and you may or may not get a ticket that grants that request, for example. But it's like a centralized system. I still don't really understand why it has to have two servers and why you can't just go straight to this one, but who knows? MIT man pages, do they? That makes sense. Okay, we're not gonna go over this. Okay. We have two user accounts we could potentially query a ticket from. Which user account can you query a ticket from with no password? This was svc-admin. Okay, looking at the Hashcat examples wiki page, what type of Kerberos hash did we retrieve? Well, we can probably just do name that hash. Oh, I haven't got name that hash installed. Hang on. Probably need name that hash. It's probably got freaking stuff in it. Name that hash file. I called it James TGT. We're going to rename it in a second to svc-admin TGT. Okay. So basically, this is identified. It's a Kerberos 5 ASREP E-type 23 hash. In Hashcat, the mode is this. In John the Ripper, it's this. So if we actually just go Hashcat dash, I think it's dash HH grep for this. Okay. So basically, yeah, exactly this type. Is this what we need to type in? It looks like it. Excellent. What mode is the hash? This mode, exactly. 18200. Now crack the hash with the modified password this. All right, we'll use Hashcat. It's probably going to be awful with Hashcat, but we'll see. Okay, Hashcat, we want attack mode 0, which is basically just brute force. The hash type is going to be that one that I just said and I've completely forgotten. But we put it here, 18200. Now we have the hash itself, which is going to be in the file, so it's going to be svc-admin. And now we just want a dictionary. So the dictionary is going to be the password list. And hopefully this is actually going to work. If not, I may just have to append dash capital O and see if that works. So Hashcat's great, but not on VMs usually. So if I was running this on so I'm on a VM here, so it hasn't got access to my graphics card. If I was running this on my PC, it would use my graphics card. Yeah, I'm going to cancel that. We'll try dash capital O. If not, we're just going to switch to John the Ripper. All right, we'll try John the Ripper. Is there a way to provide the VM with access graphics card? Probably. This is a new VM. I haven't even tried. So if we go back to name that hash, we'll I changed the file. You see in John the Ripper, we just need this. So in John the Ripper, actually we'll need to do. I'm not sure we'll be able to crack this. We'll try it with John. we're going to format equals this. Word list equals password. And then we're going to try this one. No hash. Okay. So we probably do need to run kerbrute again. Not kerbrute, what am I talking about? Where is it? Impacket. But this time we need to specify the hash type. Oops, GetNPUsers -h. Format again. In packets. So I'm just going to add right here. We're going to do format John output file, and we'll do just hashes, I guess.
Thank you for following.
Okay, and if we look in hashes, is that?
Thank you for following.
I guess it's slightly different. It doesn't have the 23. Okay, so now we can use John, and we'll just give it the hashes. Or not. Do we have to do hashes here? Is that the stupid format we have to do? What? Okay. John options password files. What am I doing wrong? Oh, so honestly, I really hate programmers who don't know how to do this. No. Do I just need, does it not need equal signs? No. Yeah, John format type from the name. Oh, I did. Name that hash. What am I doing? No, I didn't. Well, I had this one. This is John the Ripper. This is exactly the one I should be using. I don't quite understand why it just won't work. Somebody's saying could use KRB ASREP. Okay. You need to run it on the hashes file. I am running it on the hashes file. There, you see? This is the hashes file right here. Well, it did it. So apparently, this is wrong. Or do I need to run name that hash on the hashes? Hang on a minute. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Name that hash is broken. Okay, well, we have the password for the svc-admin user now. svc-admin password of this. Pull request on name that hash. Yeah, probably should. Okay, password is management 2005. Back to basics. Anyone not following, by the way, ask questions. This is Cyber Mentoring Monday. What utility can we use to map remote SMB shares? They probably want SMB client for this. Yes, but we're going to use crackmap exec because I've been using crackmap exec recently and it's very nice. So we're going to at least try it, I guess. svc-admin password this. That's auto recon, but I have at least the notes here. I should crack map exec. SMB, sorry. Okay, and it's just the domain name. It does have a very weird syntax, though. So I just have to be careful about that. I believe the IP has to go here. I don't know what the hell is going on with copy these days, but it doesn't seem to like it. We can at least try this. Okay, that looks like it worked. So presumably we didn't even need a domain. What does happen if we add a domain, though? I kind of want to see. So D domain, which is spooky sec.local. It works either way. Two clipboards in Linux. I mean, I don't know. It should be. It works half the time, it seems. So I don't know why. Okay, so we can then just do shares. So we know it worked because we got this plus. There we go. Just show you what happens if it's wrong. Let's say we try and log in as 2006 instead of 2005. You see we get this minus. Minus means bad, plus means good. But we have all these different shares. Look. So we can do it with SMB client as well because it wants us to. SMB client, we can do -L. And then we just do -U, I believe. svc-admin -p management 2005. And then we just need the IP address.
Thank you for following.
I probably did that wrong. -U. Oh, it's not -P. Oh no, it's dash password, I guess. Or no, sorry, don't even do the password. Maybe. Hang on. Sometimes you don't use a password on, sometimes you do. Management 2005. Will that actually do anything? It will not. So I think if we just do this. Yes, okay. Although it's trying to... Hang on a minute. Why? People who program these need to understand that the order of these shouldn't matter. And a -L before a -U shouldn't... I don't know why. Apparently you have to do the -U first and then do -L. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. Okay, management 2005. I think I typed that wrong. I did. I'm gonna copy it now off this. Oh, I probably need the... No, there we go. No, you only need the slashes when you're mounting. So if you're just doing -L, you don't need the slashes. But if you are mounting something, then you do. So dash L. How many remote shares is the server listing? So we have, I guess, all of these count, so 6. Good. So one share that we have access to that contains a text file. Okay, so now we actually need to mount these shares, and this is where this comes in. So you don't use dash L now. You do // and then /backup. And then what we should do is get a prompt. There we go. We do ls. Now we're in the backup. See, it's very easy. People complain about the back. They don't actually have to do backslashes. You can just do forward slashes. Much easier. Does it also have a spaced out help? It probably does, yeah. It doesn't matter if you... Well, we figured out with crackmap-exec that it didn't matter. So if you do need a domain, you can pass it a domain using... What is it? Dash something. No, you can put the domain before the user. Oh, the password goes there. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So everything goes in the -u, right? So we would have spooky sec.local / right? No, /. Then the username, then a %sign, and then the password. There we go. Version 2. I forget which version it connected with. I mean, SMB version 1 is false, so I think this is version 2. I've never encountered it where you need the backslashes. You can always do it this way. Okay, so anyway, we have this backup credentials. So if we do get backup credentials, you can just tab complete that. It's going to download it. We can now exit. And we have backup credentials, which we can now read. Okay. So this looks like base64, which it probably is. Base64-decode backup credentials. It is indeed. We have another user. Okay. This was the backup share. What is the contents of the file? The contents of the file was this base64 encoded thing. And the full contents is this. Okay. Now we have user credentials. We may have more privileges on that system than before. Okay. So presumably we can just connect now. Using crackmap-exec, I guess.
Thank you for following.
So crackmap-exec. Attending TwitchCon. I don't think so. I mean, I'm only a lowly affiliate. And I don't really see the point, to be honest with you. So if we do -x, who am I? Which should, I believe, give us access. It did not. Oh my goodness, it's found more users, but I'm going to cancel this now. So can we... I'm going to add that, though. We'll add... Looks like we've got Ori. That seems like a silly decision. Wait, what? What did I miss? Oh, the clipboard. Yeah, how... I didn't realize it had 2 clipboards. What? But okay, maybe it does. All right, let's what else have we got on this box? Okay, we'll have 3389. So we can definitely log on here. Probably using Remina. Is Remina not here? Sudo apt install Remina. There we go. So 3389 is RDP. Remina is better than X3 RDP in my opinion. So we can just add a new address here. We can just copy this again. Server. And we're going to use backup and this one. We got the password. We can enumerating users using cmd-red. I mean, we don't need to. We already have an account. Okay, we're going to save and connect. Could not. Oh, I think I mistyped. Oops. Edit. I think I put I put a space, I think, in front. Yep. Okay, so we are logging in as the backup user. Excellent. It's the backup account for the domain controller. This account has unique permissions that allows all Active Directory changes to be synced with this user account. This includes password hashes. Knowing this, we can use them. Oh, I guess we didn't even need to connect. We can use secretsdump. So I just showed you how to use Remina. If you ever want to connect using Remina, which we don't want to apparently. I just saw this and assumed. Okay, we're going to use secretsdump, which I think is another Impacket tool, right? Yep. Okay, let's look at the syntax for this tool. Okay. I guess we just have to give it the username and password and the DC address, I guess. Hang on. I guess we'll just try something. Oh, it's just DC. Oh, the target. Should probably look at the target thing. Yep. Just DC. And then we want to do... Oh, that's nice. So we can do the domain / username / password @ and then the IP address. Let's actually copy that. All right, so the domain is going to be spookysec.local. The username is backup. The password, I've forgotten already. It's this one. And then the target name or address is going to be, because we haven't set any DNS, we're just going to copy this. And excellent. Look at this chat. We have hashes. What type of hashes are these? These first ones. Hash browns, exactly. They are not. I should probably put all these into a file somewhere. NTLM, well done. Well, actually, technically speaking, are they? The second part, yes. What's the first part? What am I going to do? Here we go. I guess DC hashes. So, this is actually 2 hashes in one. The first part is an LM hash, LAN manager hash, I believe it's called. This is the NTLM hash. So you may notice something about the LM part of the hash, that it's all the same. That's a good thing, because that means that LM hashes are technically disabled. They come in this format just to be backwards compatible. But yeah. The LM hash is actually kind of funny. I think it's called LANman hash, right? Yes. Right. So the reason why LM hashes aren't used anymore is because what happened was, right, this was back in the day at Microsoft, all right? So we're talking, when was it? Okay, 1986. So this was the 80s, all right? What happened was Bill Gates, he went up to the team that were designing the authentication mechanism of Windows at the time, right? And basically said, well, sorry, the network operating system, and said, okay, we need to use hashes. Hashes are secure. And so the dev team were like, okay, we'll do hashes. Is there anything specific you want us to use for hashes? And Bill Gates says, yes, I want you to design the most convoluted and insecure hashing algorithm ever. And they said, absolutely, we can do that, sir. And they did. They went for it. So the LM hash is computed as follows. The user's password is restricted to a maximum of 14 characters. Why? Nobody knows. The user's password is converted to uppercase. Why? Nobody knows. So basically what this means is you can type an uppercase password, right? So even if your password is all lowercase, right, you could type the uppercase and it would work. The user's password is encoded. Okay, whatever. This doesn't really matter. The password is null padded to 14 bytes, just in case your password's less than 14 characters long. It's padded to 14 bytes, okay? Null padded, which, you know, makes no sense anyway. If you thought all this was bad, yes, this is bad. Maximum of 14, but 14 characters is still, you know, a pretty decent password, to be honest, for back in the day as well. Converting uppercase, not too good. Padding it is fine. This is the stupid bit. They take a 14-character password, which is very, very usually secure, right? Even if you have a dumb hashing algorithm, right? A 14-character password is pretty hard to brute force. They split it into 2 7-byte halves, and then they don't really hash. They encrypt using DES each individually. So when I was a pen tester and doing network security, we would occasionally stumble upon networks which had LM hashes. And when we stumbled upon networks with LM hashes, it was game over. Because there were tools which would take the LM hash and they would just split them in half, and you could brute force through every single 7-byte combination. And remember, they're all uppercase. So it was basically just uppercase and numbers and maybe the occasional symbol. But there were 7 of them. And then once you'd brute forced both of these 7-character halves, right? And one of them, by the way, has null bytes, so, you know, it's dumb. you stick them together. And remember, this is still not the password. It's an uppercase version of the password, but that would work. But what you can then do, if they were just using LM hashes, like redundancy, if they had NTLM, which they usually did, they usually used NTLM. So the password you got from cracking the LM hash wouldn't work for the NTLM password. But it's the same as the NTLM password, just uppercased. So what you would do is you would run all those cracked LM passwords through a generator, which would then take that password, and it would basically just spit out every single combination of uppercase, lowercase, right, for any letter. Okay? So it would firstly try all the uppercase, and then it would switch like the first uppercase letter to a lowercase. And then it would switch the first two, and then the first three. It would do all of these. Okay, and that, because you had the NTLM hash as well, you would just take whichever values it spat out and try it against the NTLM hash until you crack the actual password. So, yes, the security weaknesses is huge. It's just dumb. It's really dumb. The whole point about using DES as well is just silly. So it's not even really hashing. It's actually just encrypting the password. And then, yeah, it's like, I just really don't understand this bit. They didn't have to do this. They really didn't have to do this bit. But this is where most of the insecurity comes from. So Bill is dumb. To be fair, my whole thing about Bill Gates wandering down and telling him, that was a joke. I don't know how it went down. I just can't understand how anyone with any kind of idea about efficiency... This isn't even efficient. This is just dumb. You know? If you took an undergraduate computer science student and told them to come up with a hashing algorithm they didn't know, like, they would come up with something better than this. I guarantee it. Maybe they didn't have room to work with 7 bytes to work with. I mean, maybe, but it's still silly. They're storing it. And DES uses... I mean, yeah, it's DES. So actually, no, if they're doing a DES encryption, you should be able to do stuff with more than 7 bytes. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, and they used DES in ECB mode, so it was even better. ECB mode, we went over this. Right, so yes. Password length limited to 14 characters is dumb. Not case sensitive. Broken to 7. Hash is calculated for each half separately yet, so basically it was very easy. We were cracking these on laptops back in 2010. Oh yeah, the password is 7 characters or less. The second half of the hash will always be this. So you could instantly tell from looking at the hash whether the password was less than or greater than 7 characters. It was really good. Yeah, back at those were the days. Off crack, that was it. You could use rainbow tables because, yeah, off crack had this. It was a massive rainbow table. It was literally all the 7 character combinations of uppercase numbers and, you know, a bunch of symbols that were popular. Yeah, the rainbow table was not big. So they discontinued that. And NTLM isn't really... I mean, it's better. It's not much better, but it's better at least. The problems with NTLM is there's no salt value. So if you have 2 passwords the same, they'll generate the same hash. What is my green screen doing? I think the light's changed. It's gotten a little bit darker out there, so give me a sec. I need to adjust my codes. Is that better? That looks better. Just a guy. I'm going to time you out. So, should we try cracking some of these? We should probably try cracking some of these, shouldn't we? Let's just do... So this is a machine account here, ends in $1. So you probably can't crack that password. When you think in terms of 1 to 2 megabyte systems and extended versus expanded memory handling, keep these things compact. It's 7 bytes. The des keys were bigger than 7 bytes. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were 8. Oh yeah, they were 8 bytes, I think. Okay, so we're gonna. I don't think there's any excuse, to be honest. Okay, so we want to actually. I can just send this through. I think I can just send this through cut. So if we just do NTLM, paste all these in, and if I do cut -f colon and then /d colon -f for what's it going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4. NTLM. There we go. That's silly. All right, so now we have the NTLM password hashes. I wonder if any of these are the same. Oh, yes. See these two? These are the same. What were these? Maybe they're actually the same account. I don't know. 5F. No. Skiddy and Breaker of Things. Okay? You see here? This is what I'm talking about. Look at Skiddy's NTLM hash. Right? It starts 5FE9. Look at Breaker of Things. 5FE9. So instantly you can tell these users have the same password. We're going to do name that hash again. Better for beginner, definitely TryHackMe. Because especially since it has walkthrough rooms. Oh, I didn't realize it did that. Okay, well, NTLM in Hashcat is 1,000. In John the Rabbit, it's just NT. Okay, interesting. TryHackMe, good choice. Okay, I will whisper that to you at some point after the stream. NT, we're going to do NTLM, word list password. Oops. And we only get those two. So the two that we already knew about. So we could try, I mean, we might not be able to crack any, but we'll try it. Word list rock you. And no, okay. You see how fast it, you see how fast it went through the entirety of rock you in 1 second. This is another reason why NTLM is so bad, because you don't have any rounds either. It's basically MD5. That's all it is. There's no salt. There's no rounds, so you can't. You know, if you have to do this 5,000 times basically. So the way rounds work in hashing algorithms is you basically just keep hashing for an X number of rounds. So these days, a lot of password hashing algorithms, well, hashing algorithms specifically for passwords will have like 5,000, maybe 10,000 rounds. Sorry. Very new to the stream, but loving it. Great. Make sure you follow. Then you'll get alerted. Make sure you join the Discord server. I guess I can just do socials, I think. There you go. My Twitter, my YouTube, my GitHub, my Discord. Shut up, Maticus. Just for that. Just for that.
Maticus Maximus!
Maticus Maximus! Maticus Maximus!
Okay, so we've covered how rubbish LM hashes are. We've covered how rubbish NTLM is. What method allowed us to dump? Okay, I mean, we have to go back here. We've kind of skipped ahead a lot. I just got excited because there were LM hashes in there. I guess I don't know which. Oh, it's this one. The D, whatever this means. DRSU API.
Dispensing gratitude. Gratitude dispensed.
Xerox Lixi. You got to tell me if I'm mispronouncing that. Is it even a 0? I can't tell from here. Thank you for the resubscription, my friend. Actually, I better make sure it is a 0 before I send a voucher to somebody else. It is. Okay, I've copied it. Good. You didn't share your email password with us, so yeah, I know. Pass the hash. What is the administrator's NTLM hash? You see, actually, yeah, you can tell this is, it wants the NTLM hash here, so just this bit.
Thank you for following.
Having said that, some tools where you pass the hash, we'll probably pass the hash in a minute, will require the entire LM plus NTLM. That's important to remember. Only some of them, though. What method of attack could allow us to authenticate as a user without the password? This is the pass the hash. Using a tool called Evil-WinRM, what option will allow us to use a hash? Oh, okay. We're going to use Evil-WinRM. It's going to be the -H, capital H, for a hash. All right, let's have a look and see. Well, I mean, we can just get admin now, basically, because we can just pass the hash as the admin user. So I'm going to see. I don't actually know if we need the entire hash for this program. Probably not, but we're going to try it anyway. It's all right, hangmans. Yes, that's terribly helpful. All right, Evil-WinRM. We need the IP address, which we'll put in momentarily. We need user is going to be administrator. We're going to have a hash as this.
New subscription received. Dispensing gratitude.
That's probably it.
Gratitude dispensed.
So we're just going to copy this IP address again. Come on. All right. Oh, we'll see what happens. Invalid hash format. All right. So this does only require the NTLM bit. I wonder if we need the domain. Nope, we don't.
We are in.
What the fuzz? Thank you for subscribing. Not only did you follow, you subscribe. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, so this was an attack called Pass the Hash. Yeah, it does. So this was another weird thing about Windows, which is basically that they thought it would be a good idea if you could authenticate without having to reveal your password. So they basically created a system where you could authenticate using your hash, where the idea was you would technically have to know your password, right, to create the hash of your password. However, it doesn't reveal to the system you're authenticating against basically what your password is. It's even if it's sent in the clear, right? You've got the hash. The problem with that is kind of obvious, that if you can authenticate using a hash, you know, and the hashes are available in multiple places. If you ever get access to the hash, you don't even need to crack it to get the password and authenticate using that. So yeah, authenticating using hashes, passing the hash is just dumb, but it works. And I don't think they've disabled it. I'm pretty sure you can still do it in Windows systems. It's just an integral part of how Windows works, unfortunately. So using Evil-WinRM, we did authenticate using the administrator and the hash, because we don't have the administrator's password. We are dropped into a PowerShell shell, which means we can just use ls. There's the root. We can't. I don't think we can use cat. Maybe we can. We can use cat. Okay, you can use cat. If cat's not available, you can use type. That's the same thing. I mean, it's still silly having using the hash as the password, to be quite honest with you. Submit the flags for each user account. Oh, okay. Well, we can just go onto each user's desktop then, because we are the admin, literally. Yep. Okay, so we have the svc-admin / desktop. Can I tab complete here? No. All right, hang on. svc-admin. I mean, three flags, but we didn't need to authenticate using any of the other user accounts, so it's kind of silly. There's a user.txt.txt apparently. Okay. I'm guessing you were supposed to get these as the admin, because I don't think we were able to log in very well using the other users. Backup, desktop. Cat Privesk? What? Okay. And we've done the box. On the screen are my socials. Please follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course follow me on Twitch to get alerted when I go live. You can also find all these links in the video description.